tuning in. I am Shannon Scott with Creative Grace Homes. This is my Small Biz Spotlight, where I meet with owners of small businesses in Littleton, Colorado, and we hear all about the passion behind the storefronts. Join me as we explore the expanding network of wonderful businesses in our thriving community. For this spotlight, I'm meeting with Jodie Clark, owner of Lollygag Antique and Boutique, located on the corner of Alamo and Curtice in downtown Littleton. This shop has so many wonderful items, antiques and clothes and candles and stained glass and just so much more. Jodie brings in women-owned creatives who share their passions. Lollygag was founded in 2020, and you are greeted with joy the moment you walk through the door. There's always something for everyone and always something new. Okay, I just want to introduce Jodie. This shop, Lollygag, in downtown Littleton, on the corner of Curtice and Alamo. It's just adorable, and I want to introduce you to the owner because when you walk in here, for me personally, when you walk in here, there's newfound things and old found things, but the most important thing is that you're always welcome. And sometimes it's just nice to walk in and then you leave feeling better. Mm-hmm. And so thank you for spending time with me today so I can learn more about you. And I really want to know, why did you start this shop?
I always was a big collector of like antiques and old things, and I love art and I love artists and that whole genre. And it started out being something where I could kind of place all the stuff, that I had collected. My kids always told me that they're like, "Mom, you're a hoarder," and I'm like, "No, I have a plan." Like, I really do. I have a plan. And this was my plan, to have something like this. And I was just waiting for the right location and the right opportunity. And then kind of life happened and I was forced into like having a job, right? And I'm not somebody who could sit at a desk. So I kind of started this, and it's just morphed into me. I want to help other women who are coming in or coming out of something. And so I like to give them a place, a platform to help them grow their own big or small business. And that's kind of what I've done. Whether they're artists or vendors who source things or whatever their genre is, I just want to help them stay artistic. I think it's really mentally healthy for people to do the creative if that's something that gives them, like, feeds them. Mm-hmm. So I just want to give them a place for that.
You could definitely feel, I love that, there's art in the old things that we see everywhere, and as I watched this store unfold, this shop, I'm like, well, I have to go in and see what it's all about. And then, of course, met you. And so how do you decide, what's your discernment on who you want to have in your business? How do you make that determination? And, what makes you excited about bringing in someone new into the store?
A lot of times people walk through my door and they ask me for a spot. Like, it's usually how it happens. And I also, obviously their art has to be, and usually is, something that I feel is just a little different. It's not something you can just find anywhere, right?
Uh-huh.
And so I try to have like a different edge to it, but I also want to look more for a person who's driven to, like really wants really wants it, like really wants to work hard at it. But I help also too, I want to guide them. You know, like the hard parts, which is not fun for the artist, is like tax IDs and all that kind of stuff. Like I help them get through those processes, which we all hate that, like anything to do with taxes, we all hate. But, you know, so I kind of look for people who, I really want to try to find people who are just kind, you know, just really kind and genuine humans. So.
Well, I think you have a great knack at doing that. And the one question I have is, for me, because there's so much happening, I just don't know how you manage it. That's, you know, I mean, I'm a small business owner too, only in a different form. But how do you manage all the stuff, all the things? Because there's a lot in here. And knowing, because every time I come in here, there's a new shelf, there's new stuff, it's been rearranged, which I like. And so one thing that I think it's super important is, what is it that you need, what is something that you want to ask the community of? How could we support you as as a customer or a fellow business owner? How could we support you in your business?
Word of mouth, getting the word out, you know, like that's the thing, like, and that's what this is. That's what you're very, very good at that. You're very good at supporting all of the businesses down here in downtown Littleton. So, and we all appreciate that. You know, everybody loves you. So I you know, have to make sure I say that for sure. But also, I don't know, like, just sharing my events, like following small business, supporting these merchants down here in downtown Littleton. I mean, it's so important. You know, shop less on Amazon. You know, like, that's the kind of stuff. Like, don't always just go to Target and find, like, the inexpensive furniture. Come get creative with it, you know, and come see what these small businesses down here have to offer before you go to Target, before you go to shop on Amazon. Not that I don't want, you know, there's things that I can't obviously, you know, or some of these businesses down here can't obviously supply, like, but there's a lot of, I think you can get a lot of your stuff at small businesses. So just taking a little bit more time, maybe. You know? I
appreciate you sharing that. Thank you, because I believe that too. And because if we don't lock arms with each other, it's difficult.
Collaboration over competition, you know, I think is super important.
Yeah.
You know, really collaborating with your local merchants, you know, I think that's important, you know, and not trying to be them or outsell them, really just trying to, like, arm in arm.
Yes.
I think it's important.
Yes. And I agree with that. And the other thing that I think it's very important for you to know is that you have embodied yourself and your passion here. So that's why for me personally it's so comfortable to come in here, because I can be who I am. Yeah. And I don't feel, you know, because we've all been to a shop where you're followed around or pressured, you know, lots of questions, you know, and it's like, well, let me just peek at everything first, you know, that kind of thing. And so it's always just very...
I am a little chatty sometimes.
Well, sometimes, but that's okay. That's okay. I think
I'm a chatty person. So.
I mean, I do have to plan my visits sometimes. I've got this much time.
I know.
I'll be here for a minute.
Chat a little bit.
Yeah, so
I like to get to know people. I want, you know, that's who I am. That's like my genuineness.
Yeah, it's lovely. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm horrible with names, but I remember faces. I will say that.
Wow. I remember your first name. So thank you, Jodie. Yeah. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you and all you do for our little community. You too.